The Glasgow 3 murders.
We had no forensic evidence in the Glasgow cases, unfortunately. It had been destroyed or discarded. We never really found out why it was missing or where it had gone to, but it wasn't there.
What?
We refute this Simon Cowell funded piece on Netflix. Let's just hear that again. Tom Wood.
The Glasgow 3 murders.
We had no forensic evidence in the Glasgow cases, unfortunately. It had been destroyed or discarded. We never really found out why it was missing or where it had gone to, but it wasn't there.
What was the evidence that was lost?
All the crime scene evidence, all the forensic samples, everything that could have yielded DNA. The loss of the forensic evidence from the Glasgow cases was catastrophic.
Really fortunate for some people. Because we've got another detective refuting what was going on here, and look at the areas. Nostalgia. Honest to God, evening times I could just be sick. True crime is some kind of entertainment genre for you, is it? Yous have got it where yous want it now, the media. It's just blatant. Look, we watch your suffering for fun, and then we show it back to yous for entertainment as well, and yous lap up. Like, what's wrong with people? I don't get it. I'm just not plugged into the telly world. A senior detective refuted claims that excuse me, vital evidence in a 45-year-old triple murder was lost. He's refuted it. I've refuted it for the very start for these programmes were being made, because I started highlighting that there was something wrong with this case. And then Professor David Wilson and Mark Williams Thomas. Now, I'm not going to say anything about Professor Wilson, just that, there's a concerted effort to make TV programmes about this subject, and specifically Anna, which is why I'm bringing it up. Mark Williams Thomas is programme on Netflix, the one that we were just watching there, that was funded by Simon Cowell, which I'll show you. Anna. It's his first album on here. Where is it? Alright, I haven't loaded it yet. That's the screen snap for the the article in the Times. There's no record that would indicate that any productions were lost in any of the cases. However, the way in which the deaths are now investigated and the retention policy around productions and other items has improved since the 70s. So what we're really looking to hear is, who had the DNA. Tom Wood had suggested in another part of that programme with Mark Williams-Thomas that it might have been in some senior detective's attic. So my question then would have been, how often was it sort of policy for, how often would people take evidence home? Is that policy? I mean, I wouldn't imagine that would have been. So can we find out who you were referring to there, Tom? Your wee gaslighting exercise. I don't like you. There's something really sinister about all of this. Some of us are coming to the point where we're meeting life-limiting illness now. And, we've got all sorts of detectives making money. We've got people like Simon Cowell investing money in this case, in particular. And that worries me. He sent his scouts over to my Glasgow songwriters page as well. And it's not something I'm like, personally feeling that I just hate everything that they represent and what they've done to the music business. And I just wonder why he's involving himself in Anna's case. We were off of the Gorbals. That's where my granny was pals with her mammy Mary. Oh, I say my granny, my mammy, Rose. Lister Street was just up the road from where we lived in St Mungo's Avenue. And that was a hard time. I remember the night really well, and her mammy being there, coming to our house, and she stayed quite a while on our couch, I remember. Rose had got a sofa bed. She felt like she was a millionaire. She got a black leather couch that you could pull out. And we made it up for Mary. And that poor woman had to get sedated and everything through that whole thing. And I'll never forget it. Men in Glasgow were allowed to do what they wanted to women. And there was certain women that never got any justice, and that is what the issue is here. Hilda, Agnes. Hilda and Agnes, was it? These two. Aye, that's Hilda Macaulay. The Plaza. She was at the Cladder and she lived in Coatbridge. There's certain sections of the community that didn't get any justice, and that stands out to me. I don't know. Oh, aye, poor Christine and Helen. And they got their convictions the families got their convictions after a torturous time at the hands of the Scottish justice system. A very safe place for a sex offender to be, And I'm just getting a wee bit fed up with it. The way it never ends. There's constant attacking of the safeguarding laws. There's constant attacking of anybody that stands up to ask questions about this case. Anyway, I hate looking at him. I'm here to concentrate on the victims. So we'll just go back and hear that again.
The Glasgow 3 murders.
We had no forensic evidence in the Glasgow cases, unfortunately. It had been destroyed or discarded. We never really found out why it was missing or where it had gone to, but it wasn't there.
What was the evidence that was lost?
This just turned my stomach. I just knew it was a pure show, a business, a show, this here. And see him, he takes credit for everything about Savile. The only people that should be taking credit about Savile are the people that came forward and reported him when yous were all defending him and the BBC were still promoting him.
All the crime scene evidence, all the forensic samples, everything that could have yielded DNA. The loss of the forensic evidence from the Glasgow cases was catastrophic.